Thank you for turning to page 121. Thank you for turning to page 121. In today's game break, we're going to take a look at a game that's very near and dear to my heart. Most of these are anyway. I think you've seen a pattern by now. But this one was a lot of fun from November 2000, Star Wars role-playing game from Wizards of the Coast. This is based on their then new D20 system. I know there are a lot of varying opinions for the D20 system out there, and I just have to tell you, I'm actually somebody that liked the D20 system. I chose not to play D&D under the D20 system, but I did play the future D20 games. I've played Gamma World D20, Traveler D20. I liked the D20 system. I thought it was pretty elegant. This game, though, was the just born out of the Phantom Menace, the success that had in 1999 as the first new Star Wars movie in 16 years. And we got a chance to enjoy and actually play the Star Wars character classes, and if you wanted to, characters right here in a D20 setting. You could be Jedi. There were a wide variety of Jedi you could be. You could be a Jedi Guardian, a Jedi Counselor, lots of different powers, and then future expansions of this even gave you more and more you can do. All the Force powers, how they worked, all under the D20 system. This was a very good game. This initial version had a few flaws in it. So there was a revised edition that came out in 2002. I did not update to that. I stayed with this one. Any flaws that we'd found between 2000 and 2002, we'd pretty much already fixed at our table. We just played this about 10 days ago at our table as a little bit of a break from D&D. I felt like running something in space, and they felt like playing Star Wars. In that game, they're all running Jedi. These Jedi have been around quite a while in real time, on the order of about 12 to 13 years. So they're about 10th level, 10th or 11th. And we just got to have some fun. You get to run around with your Jedi powers. I make it more about story. In a game I did not terribly long ago, the dark side Jedi, which are still very active in the era we play in, we're trying to kidnap some potential Padawans. So the player characters had to go there and safeguard the Padawans and get them safely off planet. The Star Wars game is a pretty good idea. They have it set in three distinct settings. One is the Old Republic, which is, when Jedi were plentiful and no one had ever heard of the Empire. So it would be the time just before and maybe even concurrent with Phantom Menace, depending on how you choose to call that era. And then it has the Rebellion era, so you can play during the actual Rebellion, during the activities in A New Hope, all the way through Return of the Jedi. And then it has the post-Rebellion era, where they followed more of the novels than anything else because the prequel and then the sequels hadn't come out yet. So a lot of this stuff in the books has changed because those novels that they had as canon at the time are no longer canon. But this is just a fun game. It's straight up D20. You're wandering around with an armor class of approximately 21, 22. If somebody is plus 6 to hit you and they roll a 17 plus 6 is 23. They've exceeded your armor class. They've hit you. You have wound points and vitality points. Just a very standard D20. Lots of skills in this game. A lot of fun with the skills. And a lot of force feats, they call them, where you would get a force feat that would open the doorway to different powers you would get with your lightsaber or with the force as a whole. So the force push, the force lightning is here, the force choke, throwing your lightsaber, deflecting bolts with your lightsaber. It's all in the game. They did a lot of publications with this game to back up and support it. I'm going to show a few of my personal favorites. One of my favorite aspects in all of Star Wars is Coruscant. I first encountered this, like everybody else, in the 90s in the sequel novels and in subsequent novels. Coruscant's just a cool world. It's all industrialized, very little, minuscule percentage is left non-industrialized, like a park here and there, a mountaintop that's not covered in some kind of urban setting. And some of the urban settings are so deep and so old that things have grown there, and there are forest creatures down there, and it can be a lot of fun. So Coruscant and the Core Worlds, obviously this book was published after the Clone Wars book came out, or movie came out, the second of the prequels. And there's a good sequence on there and Coruscant, so we get to see a lot of Coruscant in this. And then another one of the books that I really enjoyed was Power of the Jedi. The Power of the Jedi source book gives you what it would be. It expands on all the Jedi powers, the Jedi classes, what it takes to be this kind of Jedi or that kind of Jedi. Just a lot of depth in this. This game was only alive from November of 2000 till about mid-2004. But during that time, they put out a lot of really quality expansions. And as all the D20 books from WOTC, in my opinion, these books are gorgeous. There's a lot of illustration and just very sturdy binding, just a quality product all the way around. And the last thing I want to touch on for this particular game is Star Wars Gamer magazine. This was around for a couple of years. It went about 10 issues. And it gave more expansions for some of the 13 Secrets of the Sith, the Seeds of Villainy. This particular book talks about playing Silent Death, a different type of tabletop space game that I'm going to touch on in a future one. But you can play Silent Death adapted to the Star Wars universe. And the Star Wars Gamers were, again, a really quality magazine that went for about 10 issues. There's issue number 1 right there, the premiere issue. There's Boba Fett right on the cover. And 6 marvelous aliens. These would be aliens from the Marvel Comics Star Wars from the 70s and 80s. Jedi Code, Design Your Starship. Duel of the Fates, Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. If you want to read how the heck Obi-Wan jumped out of the pit, brought his lightsaber to him, and cut Darth Maul in half, all in one move, that article's for you. Issue number 1 of Star Wars Gamer. Bit of an apologist for it, but I still like the article. Star Wars is alive and well. There is a Star Wars game out there right now. It's not one I'm familiar with. This one, as I say, died in about 2004, and frankly, what I got out of this one was plenty for what we play. So I can't say anything as to the current Star Wars game. I've never played it, never read it. So that's all I really wanted to say about this particular game. I like it a lot. If you like the D20 system, this is a worthy addition. I recommend it if you're enjoying that kind of thing. These books are available on eBay for pretty reasonable prices. So don't let that stop you. And that's it. That's it for page 121. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Well, that closes the book on another episode of page 121. Please leave your comments below, and if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.